Day 10. Another representation why the cycle awareness is important, but also like understanding better why women are like burnt out and yeah, like not living according to this cycle. They're feeling more depleted. And I feel like, or when talking to many women, it's like this constant like ignoring or wanting to push down this like cyclical feminine receptive receiving quality, and constantly wanting to be in the putting, in the doing, rather than like allowing the balance to happen. What I talked the day before about that. And I just really try to like make this like understandable, that like just check in with yourself. Like try when your next bleed, when your next menstruation, your period is happening, try to set on the first day a timer for 15 minutes and just don't do anything. Don't listen to music, don't listen to a podcast. Just sit in the silence and just sit in the present and just like focus on your breathing. And just realizing with like this void, with like this nothingness, you feel like kind of like a cleansing. You allow like this this internal death, like this shedding to happen, and really focus internally. And we just didn't learn in our society that we allowed to rest and don't do nothing, and with that we're actually doing something, no? It's really crazy to wrap your head around that. And just like to give a little overview again, like the menstruation is in the winter, the pre-ovulation, the time before ovulation, is the spring, the ovulation time is the inner winter, and the pre-menstruation is the autumn time. And just imagine yourself, like to give kind of like an analogy that maybe makes sense, that's like really visual, where you can like maybe connect this better to your cycle and understand it better. Whenever you put a seed into the soil in a warm environment with like enough water, light, it will grow, and there will a seedling will come out of it. Whenever it is not the time for the seedling to get outside of the greenhouse or outside of this safe environment, the seedling, if you would put it outside in winter when it's snowing outside, put it in the really like solid frozen earth, put the seedling in, what do you think what's going to happen within like the next 2 days? The seedling will die. It won't survive. And this is like the analogy that I wanted to give you related to your cycle. Whenever you're not using or doing things in the phase of your cycle that is not in alignment to your body, into your cycle, you're able, or you're like, not something is dying, but you're like living further against yourself. Rather than wanting to create something, you create the opposite. So whenever I'm wanting to be, maybe give the example of like a super crazy, I'm enrolling for a marathon, or I'm doing a crazy workout, and I'm just like pushing myself so much, like putting the seedling out in the wintertime. So I'm doing this intense workout on my periods. I'm gonna fail. It won't happen. I will have a disadvantage of that if I'm doing that. So whenever I'm planning or putting the seedling out in the springtime, in the summertime, doing my workout, in my pre-ovulation, in my ovulation time, I'm creating like an exponential outcome for myself, rather than like sabotaging myself from like the get-go, from the beginning. Because when I see women wanting to be consistent with their workout routine, if we take like the workout as like this example here, they constantly like kind of sabotaging themselves, where they're so critical and so frustrated and annoyed about themselves that they are not able to be consistent. Because you can't, because we're a cyclical being. And whenever you're pushing yourself so much to be the same person on your ovulation, on your menstruation, you're gonna fail either way. And it's not about you're not consistent enough, but you're a cyclical being and you're not every day the same.